Welcome everyone. My name is Mike Watson. I'll be one of your presenters today, along with Andrew Houghton. We're the sales reps that handle the accounts. And today we're going to be talking about if you're selling storage, you could be selling our Windows storage server units. So just real quick background on Buffalo. Buffalo was founded in 1974, been in business for 48 plus years. Our headquarters in Nagoya, Japan. And our U.S. headquarters is here in Austin, Texas, where I'm located. We are committed to the small and medium business. We are purpose-built for small and medium businesses. We are one of the market share leaders in DMR, and we have a dedicated pre-sales and post-sales resource. We're award-winning in our technical support. I think for the last 4 years, we've been #1 in tech support. And we have a great history of product first. We were the first with a wireless router here in the US in 1999. We were the first to introduce a network attached storage appliance at Comdex in 2003. And then the first to follow that with a RAID network storage appliance at CES in 2005. One of our early claims of fame is our CEO discovered the print buffer, which gave you the ability back in the early computer days when you went to push print on your computer. If you were in an office setting, it would take anywhere from 30 seconds to 5 minutes for that to happen. You'd be locked up at that time. When we discovered the print buffer, now if you're in an office setting, you push print, you normally forget about it until someone brings that over to you. So Buffalo is being used by just about everybody in the world uses our technology. So what is a network attached storage? It's just a storage device that connects the network in your local area network or your wide area network that allows data to be accessed by authorized users. So what we wanted to do is just talk a little bit about some of the questions that you might have from your customers and the conversations you might have with your customers. And these are some of the questions that are commonly being asked of you from your customers. Can they use native Windows operating systems? Can they run Windows agents on a network storage device? Do you have a full version of Windows Server 2019? Do you have an entry-level cost for your units? Can you do a storage pool or set up a storage pool using our units? Also, can you back up to the cloud using a unit? And if I'm using Windows 10 or Windows 11, can I access your box? And also using Quest software. So those are a few questions that being asked. And so Buffalo came up with a solution for those questions. So what we'd like to do today is just introduce you to our Windows Storage Server IoT 2019 network attached storage device. The Buffalo Windows Server IoT 2019 NAS is a network attached storage device. So that's one of the biggest things we want to make sure you guys know. This is a network attached storage device that is running a Windows Server operating system. Our unit also provides full capabilities of the Windows Server 2019 at an entry-level price point starting as low as $1,600. So it gives you a very flexible ability to do some of the things that you can do with some high-powered Windows Server units at a very reasonable price. A little about our Windows NAS server. It also offers a host of tried and true data features. You can do data management, data archiving, data security, which is really huge out there right now. It is a native Windows Server IoT 2019 operating system, and it includes pre-tested NAS grade hard drives. And depending on how that unit ships, depending on the number of bays you have, if it ships with 2 drives, it'll ship in RAID 1. If it ships with 4 drives, it'll ship in RAID 5. And if it ships with more than 4 bays, it'll ship in RAID 6. And so it'll be ready to go right out the box. Our units are TAA compliant, which is used for military accounts and things of that nature. And it is an established operating system that we're running on these boxes from Windows. With a business NAS grade components to provide robust versatile file server solutions for your customer. It's seamless integration into the Windows environment. And a lot of people are looking for that, a way to work in the Windows environment but not having to pay that high cost that is out there when you're purchasing a full-fledged server. This box is all ready to use. There's no extra training that needs to be involved because it's something that you've already deployed out there in the marketplace right now. And you can use all the same current Microsoft applications that you're using now. The neat thing about our products, there are no client access licenses required. So you have unlimited number of users that can access our network attached storage devices. And there's no additional cost for any additional license, no matter how many users you have. Windows Versatility. It has full virtualization, very flexible. You can create backups for virtual machines. You can manage your virtual machines deployment and migration between Hyper-V servers. In our example, we're backing up to our box and then pushing it off to the cloud. So if you can establish a hybrid cloud solution, it can integrate into nearly any cloud service with our Buffalo Windows Server NAS. It also includes Microsoft services such as Azure and OneBox, and also includes third-party services such as Dropbox. And now I'm going to turn this part over to Andrew Houghton. He'll introduce himself, and thank you for your time.
Great, thanks, Mike. Again, I appreciate everyone's time today, joining our presentation. And just to quickly introduce myself, again, my name is Andrew. I'm Mike's counterpart here at Buffalo. We manage our national partners. So anytime you guys need help with anything regarding Buffalo, if it's part numbers, deal rates, customer calls, you name it, if you have a question, you can reach out directly to us for assistance. All right, so to continue here, we're just going to touch on our high performance NAS units. These are, the primary units that we are helping you guys sell to your customers. We do have some other lineups, but these are the ones that we talk about most often. It's going to be our 5010 series and our 6000 series here. Thing to note is they both are TA compliant. All of our NAS units are made in Japan for our state and federal customers. It's obviously very important. They're both going to be VMware ready. So those customers with virtual environments, these are going to be those units that we recommend. We do have some other units that are not VMware ready. So if that comes up in a conversation, right, we just need to point your customer to the correct device. All right, so the main thing about Buffalo, right, and what Mike and I talk about all the time, and the conversation we have with your customers, and the value that drives the product is the message of hard drives included in our units. So, right, traditionally, if you're quoting on a NAS or a server, it gets a little cumbersome. You need your enclosure, hard drives, power supply, network cards, warranties, rail kits, and there's a lot of other add-ons as well. Thing with Buffalo is everything comes included in one single part number. Right, all Mike and I need to know really is what capacity your customer needs, what usable capacity, some details about the use case, some network requirements, and based off that, we can give you one single part number and have everything included. The unit's pre-configured, most likely going to be in RAID 5 or RAID 6. It's going to be a plug-and-play unit for your customer, and it's going to take a lot off their hands, a lot off your hands from configuring units, making sure things are compatible. And when it arrives for your customer, again, it's going to be a plug and play, put it on the network, and they can start running jobs within hours instead of, up to a week of setting up traditional units. And that's our message as far as what's really behind our unit and drives the value. Just as far as the form factors, right, we have our rack mount and desktop. They're going to be in these series, right? Our 5010 comes in 4 and 8 bay, 4, 8, and 12 bay, starting at 8 terabytes up to 192 terabytes in our fully scaled out 12 bay 2U. And we have some options in between. You can get it partially populated or fully populated, right? And your customer can add drives as they grow. In the 6000, it's going to be a 4 bay desktop and rack mount, and it's going to be start at 16 terabytes and now scale up to 48 terabytes. We do have some new released units with higher capacities. We have 8 terabyte drives and 12 terabyte drives in our 5010 4 and 8 bay series. As far as the use cases go, right, Mike talked a little about our Windows storage unit, but some other things we see most often and talk to your customers about is backups, migrating from old servers, DR scenarios, replication. We do have built-in replication in our TeraStations. So if your customer has 2 of these, they can set that up and replicate between the 2. Virtualization, we're very big into storage solutions and customers using our devices for retaining that surveillance footage. They can be set up as failover. Mike spoke about our Windows Server 2019. And again, they have the cloud integration built into them with Amazon, Dropbox, Azure, and OneDrive. And again, I mean, since our unit is very straightforward, it's a closed system, we're good to sell into multiple markets. So government, corporate, healthcare, education, finance, you name it, we have customers in all different industries. So depending on what you are, we can certainly point into the right direction for a unit. And just one last thing to mention on the 6000, it does come with Snapshot. That's the main difference there. It has a Snapshot license included. And if you're not familiar, Snapshot gives you the ability to basically rewind your data, go back in time before there was a loss of data or corruption in a file, and you can restore from that point and start over again. So we just want to talk about here, one of the main use cases we see most often and we have questions about is using our devices as an iSCSI target. So just wanted to let you know what that is and how it's going to be useful for your customer and just information to help you sell it. So just what is an iSCSI protocol? It is use it so the virtual host or your server can see and interact with additional storage. So in this case here, you can see in the diagram, we connect a Buffalo NAS unit to the customer's current infrastructure and their current host. So when your customer is running low on data and they need to add storage to that, instead of buying a new server and managing a new server, we can have them attach one of our Buffalo NAS units as an iSCSI target. And essentially that server is going to see our TeraStation as added data into their current server. So depending on the size of it, on the low end again, right around 8 terabytes up to 192 terabytes in that single unit. And it's not going to have any impact on their performance. And it's really, as far as the value of it, the TeraStation is a little closer to $100 per terabyte compared to when you're looking at a new server around $1,000 per terabyte. So it's really a big difference once we start looking at these larger scaled out NAS units. All right, so here's one of our programs we currently have. It's our refresh program. This is going to help you guys sell additional units into your accounts. And really the information behind this is we are going to provide an additional 10 points on top of our standard deal reg. So all we need to do to qualify you for these 10 points, if your customer has an old server or a NAS, tape deck, something old they're using that was purchased in 2019 or prior, all we need is the serial number, manufacturer and serial number from that product to be able to approve those extra 10 points. And then something important to note here, they don't send us back their old unit. That's theirs to keep. We don't need that, right? We're just going to provide you guys those extra 10 points as an incentive to help your customer move into a new unit. So very simple, straightforward. If you have any questions on that, let us know. And it does only pertain to our 5010 and 6000 series. Just click through, Gary, please. Just to break down for you here, right, to give you a little ideas as far as the discounts go. The top one is a 4-bay desktop unit. You can see the standard discount there, 130. The trade-up's 130. So you're going to get a total of 20 points off on that. Then once you move into our 12-bay series, the discounts are a little higher at 14% on our fully populated units. So up to 24% discount on that. Obviously, we want you guys to be making money on this and be able to provide your customer a discount to help them move into that new unit. just click through, Gary. There's some more lines on here. And then just some information, right? If you're not familiar, our deal reg, everything qualifies. It doesn't matter dollar amount or quantity, as long as you're selling Buffalo or have an opportunity. Mike and I can set you up with these discounts. So all opportunities qualify. And then we have an additional 2 points on top for government, education, and healthcare. And then you always have, myself, Mike, and we have Gary Thomas as well, who is our sales engineer, to join conference calls and walk your customer through any technical solutions or setups that they might have. We do have free drop ships from Buffalo, so you would just set that up through your purchaser. If distribution does not have stock, we will ship that for you. All right, and then as far as tech support goes, this is something we're very proud of. For the past 5 years running, we've been the winner of the ARC Award for post-sale support. And the way we do that is we have 24/7 US-based phone support out of San Antonio, Texas. We have a chat line, email as well. So we make it very convenient for your customers to get in touch with us and get any replacement parts. And then just a little about the warranty on our TeraStations. Everything is covered. The chassis is covered. The hard drives are covered. Any issues with the unit, they're only communicating with Buffalo. Again, they don't need to call different manufacturers to figure out who's going to cover a warranty. So they're just going to call Buffalo directly. And then on our website, we have a ton of information depending on what kind of use case your customer has, right, for different setups, as far as backup targets. If they're using a certain software like Veeam, there's walkthroughs of how they need to set that up within their TeraStation, and it's very useful, right? We can show these to your customers before they even buy it, so they can understand how simple and straightforward our units are to use. All right, and then just a couple things to remember here, right? Obviously, if there's ever any questions, Mike and I can speak to your customers about everything else, but just things to remember about Buffalo are, right, our TeraStations is our NAS device, right? It's purpose-built for a small, medium business, entry-level enterprise environments. And then again, the value behind the product is just the ease of use, and then ease of sale for you as well. Again, it's that one single part number for your customer. Everything's going to come included. The hard drives are pre-populated. The RAID is pre-configured as well. So again, it's a plug-and-play unit, plus that 24/7 US-based phone support. You have Mike and myself as your dedicated cams here. And then as far as price goes, right, customers are always price conscious. So we're at a good price point, and then we have all these programs on top of it to be able to provide you discounts and make sure you're making margin on these opportunities as well. All right, and then this is just a little breakdown of the NAS units we do have, right? We talked about our business unit, which is the TeraStation, and that's our primary focus. But we do have a large variety of NAS units for your customers to pick from. The Link Station is more of our home office, small office type of storage, and that's going to be a 1 and 2 bay up to 8 terabytes, and then we move up into our TeraStation lineup, which is our more business class and business components that come with that as well, and the higher capacities. But depending on the solution and the customer needs, we do have a wide variety of products to fit their needs. Yep. So we definitely appreciate everyone's time today. Here's my information and Mike's information as well. If you have any questions, please give us a call. We're always available to talk you through something, get some part numbers, pricing, speak with your customers, you name it. And I think we're just going to hang on for a second. If anyone has any questions, just throw it in the chat here. We'll get those answered, and then we'll let everyone
go. Good evening, everybody. We have one question. I think we answered this a little earlier, but we'll go over it again. It was a question about hard drives. Again, as Andrew stated, hard drives are included in all of our units. Hard drives are included in all of. So we do ship with some drives, and then we do ship with some that are partially populated, but they do include drives in all units. So they're plug and play and ready to go. Again, thank you everyone for their time. We do appreciate you attending. If you have any questions, as Andrew mentioned, please reach out to both of us. Thanks and have a great day.